Hey guys! My name is Tin Ignacio and welcome to my YouTube channel. For today's video, ituturo ko sa inyo yung step-by-step kung paano makakapag-apply bilang caregiver dito sa Canada. So dahil 2022 na, tumatanggap na naman ng mga bagong caregiver applicants yung Canada. And nag-upload din ako ng ganitong video last year. Napansin ko na sobrang daming questions na halos pare-pareho lang. Kaya nag-decide ako na gumawa ulit ng bagong video, pero this time, sasagutin ko yung mga common questions na meron kayo. But disclaimer lang guys, hindi ako consultant, kaya hindi ako 100% sure sa mga isasagot ko. Hindi ako 100% sure kung applicable pa ba yung mga isasagot ko or may mga updates na. Based lang to sa mga experiences ng mga napagtanungan ko na nag-apply ng mga nakaraang taon. So kung meron man po akong mali or kung meron akong kulang, please comment down below po yung mga experiences nyo para naman po ma-share natin yung mga opinions natin sa mga bagong applicants na makakapanood ng video na to. So before we start, i-share ko lang sa inyo yung bago ko na-discover na app, which is makakapagpadala tayo ng pera sa Pilipinas nang wala tayong babayarang charge fee. Totoo po yung naririnig nyo, wala kayong babayarang transaction fee. So kung meron kayong mga kaibigan, kamag-anak na nasa ibang bansa na palagi nagpapadala sa inyo ng pera dyan sa Pilipinas, share this video or tell them to download this app. Ang pangalan ng app na to is SendWave. Tapos enter nyo or enter nila ang CML25. Uulitin ko, enter ang CML25 para makakuha ng $25 na maidadagdag nyo sa susunod nyong padala. So kung nag-aalangan kayo dahil bago lang sa inyong pandinig tong SendWave, pwede naman kayo mag-try ng $5 dahil libreng-libre lang naman ang charge, di ba? So i-try nyo and see for yourself kung gaano ka-amazing ang SendWave. Okay, so let's start the tutorial. Punta tayo sa ating mga browsers and type nyo yung cic.gc.ca. So i-click natin to. Then choose English. And then, punta tayo sa baba, hanapin natin yung immigrate. Then, baba tayo ulit, hanapin natin yung caregivers. Sabi dito, immigrate by providing care for children, the elderly, or those with medical needs or work as a live-in caregiver. Pag-click nyo ng page na to, makikita nyo kung gaano kahaba or kadami yung information dito. So, ibibigay ko na lang to guys as your assignment dahil nga mapapahaba tayo pag in-explain ko pa siya. So, click natin tong Home Child Care Provider or Home Support Worker section. Ang sabi dito, the Home Support Worker Pilot is open to new applications. You can still apply under the new 2022 cap for the Home Support Worker Pilot. In 2022, we'll accept up to 2,750 applications for this pilot. But unfortunately guys, yung Home Child Care Provider Pilot is close to new applications dahil na-reach na nila yung kanilang limit. Okay? So ibaba natin, sabi dito, the Home Child Care Provider Pilot and the Home Support Worker Pilot are 5-year pilot programs that let qualified caregivers and their family members come to Canada with the goal of becoming permanent residents. If you've been offered a job in Canada as a caregiver or have experience working in Canada as a caregiver, you may be able to apply for permanent residence through one of these pilots. The application process will be different depending on your situation and how much qualifying work experience you have. So dahil nga wala pa kayong qualifying work experience, pipiliin natin yung you don't have any qualifying work experience. Sabi dito, you've never worked full-time as a caregiver in Canada. So yan yung i-click natin. Pagka-click natin, nandito na yung step-by-step process kung paano makakapag-apply. Sa page na to, makikita natin yung about sa language test, how to apply, get your work experience, who can apply, get your education assessed, after you apply, and decision on your permanent residence. So, ibaba natin. Sabi dito, about the process. If you don't have any qualifying work experience, you can apply for permanent residence through the Home Child Care Provider Pilot or the Home Support Worker Pilot, as long as you meet the other eligibility requirements. So, how the process works? You apply to either the Home Child Care Provider Pilot or the Home Support Worker Pilot, depending on which occupation you plan to work in. You submit a work permit application together with your permanent residence application. If you meet the requirements, you get a work permit to work in Canada temporarily. The work permit you get is an occupation-restricted open work permit and lets you work as a caregiver for any employer. So meaning kahit ilang employer pa, as long as caregiving yung gagawin nyo, okay siya. But, lagi yung tatandaan na yung binigay sa inyong work permit is occupation restricted open work permit, meaning hindi po kayo pwedeng mag-work sa McDo or any other jobs na hindi related sa caregiving. So kung meron kayong questions, click nyo lang tong star key para masagot yung mga yon. Okay? So balik tayo sa susunod. Okay, number 5. Get at least 24 months of work experience to qualify for permanent residence. So, kailangan nyo ng 2 years para makapag-apply ng permanent residence. You send us proof of your work experience once you have enough, and we make a final decision on your application for permanent residence. So, sa family members, your family members are also eligible to come with you to Canada if they want to work or study while in Canada. So you can include their work or study permit applications with your application. So click naman natin tong who can apply. Sabi dito sa eligibility, you may be eligible to apply for the Home Child Care Provider Pilot or Home Support Worker Pilot if you have a genuine and valid job offer. So maliwanag yan guys, pag mag-a-apply kayo, dapat meron na kayong job offer or meron na kayong employer. Next is are able to do the job. So maraming nagtatanong dito guys kung kailangan ba nilang mag-aral ng caregiving course bago sila mag-apply dito. Sabi ng mga napagtanungan ko na nag-apply nung mga nakaraang taon, kailangan mayroon daw kayong at least 1 year paid experience working as a caregiver. And magpo-provide din kayo ng mga proof na talagang nag-work kayo as a caregiver. Katulad ng COE, Letter of Employment, SSS contributions, payslip, tsaka job descriptions. And doon na rin papasok yung mga trainings nyo para ma-prove nyo talaga sa immigration officer na mag-a-assess ng application nyo na capable kayo to do the job. So next is, kailangan ma-meet nyo rin yung language level, education requirement, and admissible kayo to come to Canada and plan to live outside the province of Quebec as a permanent resident. At kung meron na kayong valid job offer, kailangan nyo i-request sa inyong employer na i-complete yung offer of employment form para maisama nyo sa inyong applications. Sabi dito, the job you're offered must be in the National Occupational Classification job that matches the pilot you apply for. So dahil close na yung Home Child Care Provider, ang isasubmit natin is yung Home Support Worker, which is NOC 4412. Kung titignan nyo dito sa baba, ang sabi dito, ability to do the work. We use any past experience or training you have to decide if you're able to do the work described in the NOC job description. Dumako naman tayo ngayon sa language levels. Sabi dito, the minimum language skill is CLB 5 in English. So kapag kumuha kayo ng IELTS nyo, dapat ang result sa 4 language skills nyo is at least CLB 5 sa writing, reading, listening, and speaking. Sunod naman natin yung education. Sabi dito, you must have a completed post-secondary education credential of at least 1 year in Canada. If you don't have a Canadian education credential, you need to get your foreign education credential assessed to show that it's equal to a completed Canadian post-secondary education credential of at least 1 year. Dito sa requirement na to, ako pinakamaraming na-receive na questions like undergrad po ako, high school lang po ang natapos ko. Pwede pa rin po ba ako mag-apply ng caregiver sa Canada. Unfortunately guys, yung mga nagiging comparable lang yung assessment to at least 1-year Canadian post-secondary education credential are yung graduates ng 2 years, 4 years, and yung na-reach yung 3rd year college. Kung graduate ka ng 4 years, pwede kang magpa-assess sa West dahil ito yung pinakamabilis na assessor and for sure, papasa ka sa iyong magiging result. However, kapag na-reach mo lang yung 3rd year college or 2 years grad ka, magpa-assess ka na lang sa iba para maging comparable to at least 1 year Canadian post-secondary education credential yung magiging result ng iyong assessment. Isa sa mga questions na natatanggap ko pa with regards to ECA is magkano daw ang gagastusin. Gagastos kayo ng $300 to $350 sa assessment. Tapos magtatagal na siya or valid na siya hanggang 5 years. Sa IELTS naman po, gagastos din kayo ng parang 300 plus din. Tapos valid siya for 2 years. So isunod na natin yung how to apply. Sabi dito, tell us where you're applying from to find out how to apply. So, click natin yung outside Canada. Kaya nga nasabi ko kanina, ang pinakaunang step ay get a valid job offer. So you need a genuine and valid job offer before you apply. The person who wants to hire you needs to give you the completed offer of employment IMM 5983 for you to sign and include in your application. If you're applying from outside Canada, use the instruction guide for applicants outside Canada to get the forms you need and to help you fill out the forms correctly. Next is complete your application. Fill out the forms on a computer. Some forms have a validate button that helps you check if you completed all the fields in the form. When you're done filling out these forms, check validate. So, huwag kayong mag-alala kung meron man kayong nakalimutan na sagutan, magre-red yun. So, meaning, nalampasan nyo siya. Tapos, after nyo ma-validate yung forms, bibigyan kayo ng barcode page. Ipiprint nyo yung barcode pages na yon tsaka yung forms na sinagutan nyo. Then, isasign nyo lahat and i-date nyo yung mga forms na print nyo. Huwag kayong mag-alala dahil nag-provide na rin sila ng document checklist kung saan pwede nyo siyang i-print tapos i-check nyo yung mga complete nyo na forms para hindi kayo malito. Ang pinaka-importante sa lahat, sabi dito, answer all questions carefully, completely, and truthfully. There are serious consequences if you misrepresent yourself or leave out relevant information on your application. Next is pay your application fees. Sa biometrics naman, you and your family members may need to give your fingerprints and photograph at a biometric collection service point. In most cases, you must pay a biometrics fee when you submit your application. So after you pay the biometrics fee with a complete application, we'll send you a letter to tell you if you need to give your biometrics and where you can go. You must submit or show this letter when you give your biometrics. You must give your biometrics in person. You should book an appointment. Also, you have to pay third parties if you need a medical exam, police certificate, language test, and educational credential assessment, which is discussed ko na sa inyo kanina kung magkano yung estimate na babayaran nyo sa IELTS and ECA. The instruction guide can help you understand which fees apply to you and how to pay them. And lastly, submit your application. Mail your complete application to the appropriate address at the Case Processing Center in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Don't send your application to any other processing center or immigration office kung ayaw nyo ma-delay ang inyong mga applications. So after you apply, sabi dito, we make a decision on your work permit application based on whether you meet the eligibility criteria, if you submitted a complete application, and if you are admissible to Canada. We'll contact you if you need to send more documents. If your application is approved, you get a letter that says you're allowed to work in Canada. Bring this letter with you when you travel to Canada. This letter is not a work permit. you get your work permit when you arrive in Canada. So, kapag dumating na kayo dito sa Canada, tell the border services officer that you have come here to work. We check your identity to make sure that you're the same person who was approved to travel to Canada. So that's all for today, guys. Sana may natutunan kayo sa video na to, and kung meron man kayong comments or suggestions, please comment down below, and please like and subscribe to my channel so I can see you next time. Bye!